One of the most important aspects of building a true dynasty in the NFL is finding those hidden gems in the trenches. And right now, inside Halas Hall, the Chicago Bears front office is cooking up something massive that could completely change the dynamic of this defense. This is the kind of aggressive maneuvering that wins championships, and frankly, nobody saw this coming. If you trust Ryan Poles to keep building the most dominant roster in the entire division, hit that subscribe button right now because things are getting crazy. Antonio Thompson is officially on the Chicago Bears radar as the front office just invited the powerful defensive tackle for a highly exclusive pre-draft visit at Halas Hall. This kid absolutely tore it up during his pro day, showcasing a terrifying combination of elite speed and raw, unadulterated strength that left scouts completely speechless. When you look at the tape, you see a defensive tackle who plays with a violent edge, the exact kind of nasty demeanor this coaching staff has been desperately trying to inject into the middle of our defensive line. The Bears brass is clearly evaluating him as a critical piece to reinforce the trenches and stop the run, which has been a major point of emphasis all off-season. And here is the scary part for the rest of the league. Bringing this prospect in for a top-tier evaluation shows that Ryan Poles is not just looking for bodies. He is looking for game-changers who can disrupt the pocket from the interior and make life an absolute nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. Think about the physical breakdown he causes at the point of attack. His sheer explosiveness off the snap is exactly what you need to create immediate pressure up the middle, forcing early throws and creating turnover opportunities for our secondary. This is the kind of under-the-radar move that casual fans simply do not understand, but it is exactly how dynasties are built in the National Football League. You secure the trenches, you draft guys with a chip on their shoulder, and you let them eat on Sundays. Our defensive coordinator must be thrilled at the prospect of moving this athletic freak around the formation to exploit weak matchups against slower guards and centers across the division. Having a player with his unique skill set allows the entire scheme to become incredibly unpredictable, making it virtually impossible for opposing offensive coordinators to properly prepare for our blitz packages on crucial third-down situations. But what the Bears are planning to do next with another massive defensive prospect is where things get really interesting. If you are loving this aggressive approach by the front office to rebuild the monsters of the Midway, smash that like button right now and drop a comment letting me know if you want us to draft defense early. Zion Young is officially in Chicago for a highly anticipated visit, and this move perfectly reveals the masterful draft tactics our general manager is deploying behind closed doors. By bringing in this exceptionally talented defensive end, Ryan Poles is sending a very clear message to the rest of the league about his strategy for the upcoming days. The clear objective here is to utilize our precious mid-round picks to completely close the remaining gaps on the defensive line without having to sacrifice our premium top-tier selections. Now think about this for a second. While everyone else is constantly panicking about the flashy offensive skill positions, our front office is quietly doing the gritty, essential work to build a robust rotation of pass rushers. This edge rusher has the exact kind of explosive burst and relentless motor that fits perfectly into our current system, allowing him to rotate in and keep the primary starters completely fresh for the fourth quarter. It is absolutely brilliant roster construction because finding a player of his caliber in the middle rounds is the ultimate cheat code for maintaining long-term salary cap flexibility. And inside the building, this tactical approach has raised serious excitement because it proves that the scouting department is identifying tremendous value where other teams are completely blind. They see a kid who can bend the edge, dip his shoulder, and flatten out toward the quarterback with the kind of ferocity that makes offensive tackles look silly on film. His depth is an absolute necessity if we want to survive the grueling winter games at Soldier Field and make a deep playoff run. Every championship-caliber roster needs those rotational beasts who can step up, deliver a massive sack on a critical third down, and completely flip the momentum of a tight game. This visit is solid proof that the plan is coming together flawlessly. But if you think that was the only major piece they are looking to add to the trenches, you better buckle up, because the next massive revelation is about to blow your mind. What do you think about targeting these gritty trench warriors in the middle rounds? Let me know down in the comments because I read every single one of them. Peter Woods is heavily projected by top NFL draft experts to be selected by the Chicago Bears in the very first round. And this potential move is sending shockwaves throughout the entire football landscape. Bringing this absolute monster into the fold would instantly inject terrifying firepower right into the core of our interior defensive line, transforming a good unit into an elite, unstoppable force of nature from day one. But it gets even better when you dive into the sheer dominance this elite prospect brings to the table every single time he straps on his helmet. We are talking about a true generational talent who simply cannot be blocked by a single offensive lineman, demanding constant double teams that will automatically free up our edge rushers to feast on opposing quarterbacks all season long. The analysts are absolutely raving about his elite hand usage, his unbelievable anchor against the run game, and his violent punch that routinely knocks guards straight onto their backs. This is the kind of blue-chip cornerstone piece that changes the entire trajectory of a franchise, and it is exactly why the experts believe Ryan Poles has him circled, highlighted, and starred on the top of his incredibly guarded draft board. Now think about the devastating ripple effect this selection would have on the rest of the NFC North, sending a clear warning to every rival offensive coordinator that trying to run the football against Chicago will be completely futile. You do not just pass on a game-wrecking interior presence when he falls right into your lap during the first round. And inside the building, the anticipation is building to a fever pitch, because the coaching staff knows that adding his immediate, unbridled firepower to the middle of the defense is the ultimate catalyst for a championship run. This is exactly how you build a dominant, physical team that commands absolute respect. Adding him is not just an upgrade. It is a profound declaration of war against the entire league, setting the tone for the future. When you take a massive step back and look at the beautiful, violent puzzle Ryan Poles is meticulously putting together in Chicago, it becomes undeniably clear that the monsters of the Midway are officially returning to their terrifying roots. We are witnessing a systemic, philosophical shift in how this franchise operates, moving away from flashy, superficial patches and dedicating massive resources to utterly dominating the line of scrimmage. The strategic layering of these visits and projections tells a complete story. You have the potential first-round superstar in Peter Woods, a guy who brings that immediate, earth-shattering firepower to the very core of the defense. Then, you supplement that elite, top-tier talent with gritty, incredibly explosive mid-round additions like Zion Young and Antonio Thompson. This is not just a random collection of defensive linemen. This is a highly calculated, heavily fortified wall being built brick by brick to suffocate opposing offenses. For years, Bears fans have been begging for a defense that instills genuine fear into the hearts of quarterbacks, and now, the front office is finally answering the call with overwhelming force. Imagine a scenario where our edge rushers are consistently facing isolated one-on-one matchups because the interior is completely clogged by absolute mammoths who refuse to be moved. That is the kind of defensive nirvana that turns decent teams into perennial Super Bowl contenders. And inside the building, the energy must be absolutely electric, because everyone from the coaching staff to the scouting department knows they are laying the ultimate foundation for something historically great. This multifaceted approach proves that our general manager is playing three-dimensional chess, while the rest of the league is playing checkers. They are attacking the weakness from every single angle, ensuring that there are absolutely no weak links on the defensive front. This is how you reclaim the NFC North. This is how you break the will of your bitter rivals. And this is how you construct a championship roster that will dominate the National Football League for years to come. This is not just another series of draft rumors or simple pre-draft visits. This could be the exact moment the Chicago Bears secure the cornerstone pieces of our defensive line for the next decade. Ryan Poles is sending a very violent, physical message to the rest of the league that the monsters of the Midway are back, and they are absolutely coming for everyone's head. When you combine the immediate firepower of a blue-chip prospect with the relentless depth of highly scouted mid-round warriors, you create an unstoppable force that wins hard-nosed football games in January. Now, it is time for you to sound off in the comments below. Do you absolutely love this aggressive, defensive-heavy draft strategy, or do you think they should pivot and focus heavily on the offensive side of the ball? Let me hear your most passionate takes right now. And if you have not already, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a single piece of breaking Bears news. Bear down!